Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Frame 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, that's the beauty of snooker. All the hullabaloo, but when Ronnie played the shot, you could have heard a pin drop. And that's the way the game should be played. Pretty good safety, good length for the cue ball, the obligatory red available into the right corner, but surely too risky.
Yes, no path back to the balk area with this long red on the right-hand side. The red near the black would be stopping that. Can't really play the dump shot either and leave the cue ball up. So already this evening, this is the first headache for Mark Selby. Well, he looks like he's taking it on. And this is a big shot already.
I'd say he went for that reluctantly, but he couldn't see any other shot to play. He's left the red to the left corner. As I say, I think he played that reluctantly, because I think if he'd have got a bit closer to the pot, he'd have definitely cannoned the red to the left of the black. The red to the left corner, he may be concerned that in potting it, he may be running into another red. He's got the one to the right corner he's eyeing up.
Yes, he's not been happy with some of the long balls this week. This is a big test. Yeah, he's not entirely convinced about this one, Ronnie.
And he's looks like, well, I don't know where this red goes, but I think it's more concerned with getting a good safety here. And he didn't play it that well. He kissed the second red, and once he'd done that, it took the pace out of the cue ball. So here's a long red for Mark Selby that's well within his range.
Thought he might have been looking at the other red at first, John, the one near the blue, but decided he could play that one instead and take the cue ball into the balk area.
Yeah, there just wasn't as much pressure on that red, was there? He could, as you say, get the cue ball to the balk area, but nicely on the yellow.
Three. Four. Nine. Ten.
So some 4 or 5 reds available to Mark Selby before he has to start manoeuvring a few around. So as it stands, a pretty good chance. Particularly 5-3 down. Always want to be the first one to get the good chance this evening and get back in the match. Don't want to see Ronnie running away.
Yeah, and unfortunate the last red he played, he had to go back up for the blue. Be looking for a straightish red here to play for the black. It's definitely available. Well, he's straight now. Now he can play for the black.
60.
This is what, if you like, the business end of the table. This is where you score maximum points, and this is a good opportunity.
$23.
Could have won quite easily the first 2 frames of this match, couldn't Mark Selby, but once he lost the second and Ronnie went into a 4-1 lead, it looked as though it could have been a runaway.
Yes, I was very impressed with him there, John. Breaks of 83 and 112 to get back to 4-3. It was a magnificent effort. And he could have pinched the last frame, but even so, when you're 4-1 down, you'd have taken the 5-3 deficit. And this is a great start.
$24. $31. $32.
Now then, Mark just having a look at the pack to see which red he'd like to hit off this black.
Well, if anything shows you the fractions
39.
in a game of snooker, this red was so close to the middle pocket. If it goes in, Ronnie O'Sullivan is back to the table. As it happened, it didn't go in, and it's sitting pretty.
40.
Yeah, that was so close, John. It actually went sort of half dipped and half came out, didn't it? It was right on the slate. Very close to going in. He'd been really unfortunate, of course, but when it hit the 2 jaws, he must have thought that was a bonanza.
Yeah, and considering it was a comfortable red in the middle, he'd be disappointed that he didn't get better position on the blue here. Can't get as close as he would like to the next intended red. It's one of them, you don't want it to try and force it in out of ball, could just drop it in. And if he drops it in, he's going to leave himself with a tough red to go at. So he's tried to get it in and out of balk, and he couldn't have hit this better. This is a wonderful shot.
45. $46.
Well, he didn't like the cue ball. As you can see, that blue there, well, it took off the bed, didn't it? Hit it that hard, but beautifully controlled. And don't know whether the pink goes in the centre pocket. Mark's just having a little look because he's not quite right on the black. I preferred that cue ball to go through another roll, and that looks tight on the pink.
It looks very tight to me, John. And the black is thin, and the problem is using the rest as well. Can he hold the cue ball? There is a red in the middle that will go. He may play a cannon. There's a cannon on the red on the left of the... Still well, the black's in. Oh, and he's missed the cannon. He just wanted to get the cannon on the left-hand red as we look. He's only missed it by a fraction. Well, more than a fraction. But it was one of those blacks that you think you can miss, so you go all out for the pot. And it'd be a very dangerous shot to take on if he's going to try and keep this break going now. He's got a 53-point lead. I think I'd be settling for that. But it doesn't look as though he is. He's taking this red on. This is risky.
54.
Well, he's certainly come out with a very positive frame of mind this evening. What a shot that was. Fabulous strike. And now he's going to tuck Ronnie up behind the brown.
Mark Selby, 54.
Well, that was a wonderful contribution. And with the tension, the atmosphere that's here in the Wembley Arena this evening, just to keep you cool and make a good break like that, that was top draw. And Ronnie in big trouble here. 54 points behind, and I cannot see a red that he can make contact with and hope to get this safe.
Foul. And a miss.
Hit the blue, missed call, but surely it won't be taken. Mark Selby's only got to roll this red into the right pocket, finish on the black, and the frame's over.
One.
So it looks like Mark Selby is going to be rewarded for his positive attitude in this opening frame. Already could have avoided playing and played a safety, but no, decided that he was in the balls and he's going to take his chance. And it looks like it's going to bear fruit.
8. Yes, and that risky red he took on, although he only got the extra point for it. It put him near the brown, as you say, John, and then that snooker was the telling blow.
9.
So remembering he was 4-1 down in the early part of this match, he's now within one frame of Ronnie. The match last year, which Ronnie in the end won 10-8.
16.
Was a titanic battle. We could be in for another classic this evening.
17. $24. Pardon? Yeah, might be all right. Might be all right. Yeah, I'm all right.
Not recommended if you need a hip operation, that shot.
25.
I think if I tried it, I'd need one.
$30. 31.
Well, there's Mark Selby's girlfriend, Vicky, who has gone through the mill a little bit this week, and particularly in that deciding frame against Mark Allen, which could have gone either way, but he's in the final again. This is a tremendous performance from Mark Selby when you consider on his third appearance here. Won
39.
it first time out. Runner-up last year to Ronnie, and in the final again. There's something about Wembley that he likes, obviously.
$44. $46. $49.
Yes, there was a period in this afternoon's play where Ronnie O'Sullivan didn't actually pot a ball for 40 minutes. Mark Selby was so good amongst the balls, but you'd be hoping for more of that this evening.
53.
Keep him in his chair.
And time to play a little exhibition shot there. Played it beautifully. Well, that one went slightly wrong.
58.
But it's all immaterial now. He's got the first frame on the board. Well, maybe not the standard Ronnie O'Sullivan left-handed, but what a start from the jester from Leicester. He closes the gap on Ronnie O'Sullivan now, just 1 frame behind at 5-4.
Can you close that door, please?
Yes, referee Jan Verhaas saying, can you close the door? But that's because there's more people coming in. Haven't finished yet. Yes, he thought that long pot was worth a try, the only one he could possibly leave. Sometimes they jaw and go across the other corner, but not that time.
Well, you won't see many better pots in the middle pocket than that. At that pace, and just flick the black. Jan Verhaas having a close slope, but he looks as though he can get to it comfortably. Oh, and he's overcut it. It just shows you, doesn't it? He was wondering whether he could get enough of the black, and in the end, he got too much of it.
Okay. One.
Well, pretty straight on the blue, but he has the black over the corner, should he so wish to play the black. But sometimes when they're in the jaws of the pocket, it's never easy to judge how the cue ball comes out. And there's Ronnie's mum on the left there.
6.
And his sister Danielle on the right. Maria, she's been through it all before. All this
7.
tense evenings, particularly here at the Masters and at the World Championships. And believe me, I always felt it was better playing than watching, didn't you, John?
I don't know how they do it. My wife used to come and watch. Well, what's the split like?
14.
Well, on the face of it, it looks as though he can get through to this red to the left corner, but I'm not certain where the second red goes. I don't know whether that nudges the black out of commission. I think that's what he's worried about, so he may elect to go back up for the blue, because he can't be certain to be on the black.
15.
Always a good way of playing that, John, isn't it? Because you've got the blue. If you do overscrew it, you're on a ball colour. You know, you're giving yourself a bit more option playing it that way.
A lot of times when we see Ronnie in this position, we say he may play the cannon, but there's no need to play a cannon here. There's enough loose reds, just good positional play needed. There's 3 or 4, 5 reds in the black spot end
70.
of the table that are nice, easy to get on. So
80.
no need to risk playing any cannons at the moment. And it is a risk whenever you run into balls. It can always go awkward.
Yes, it was interesting a few shots ago. He refused the blue. It looked the easier the shot, so he could afford himself better position down here. But he's overscrewed this one. He played wider than that for those 2 reds.
22.
And he's not happy, to say the least.
Yeah, so frustrating here. In the end, he kicked the ball the chalk in the air like a ball, and I think he was trying to flick it up off his foot. Obviously, football's not his game.
Yes, he'd be particularly annoyed with that one. He had such a wide margin there. Sometimes when you play those screw shots and don't use the cushion, that's what can happen. He just got into the cue ball a little bit too much. But he's at least a foot away from where he played there. Wanted to be a lot wider than that. No problem playing off a red into the balk area, but he knows straight away that Mark Selby will hit the other red that's up there and leave him down in that area himself. He's scratching his head there looking at it. He can flick off a red and leave the cue ball down there, but he knows what's coming straight back.
Yes, I mean, you could say just trickle off this red, leave the red on the balk line, but there'll be a couple of reds that would be potable, so just trying to nudge to this and leave things awkward.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 22.
So in the end, he had to bite the bullet. He couldn't get a good safety. He's got a good length with the cue ball, but with that red in the balk end, it doesn't offer any real problems, apart from the fact that he sent a red close to the right corner. So Mark Selby has got to be careful. Got to cover that one.
Yes, John, that was quite a clever little shot, wasn't it? He knew full well that leaving the cue ball there was going to be easy to play the red down the balk area, but he's set Mark Selby another problem by saying, well, I'm going to put a red there. Your safety shot's not going to be that easy now. He's been very aggressive already this evening, Mark Selby, but surely he's not taking this one on. He is, you know.
Well, he's come out with a mindset. If it's possible, he works out the options, but if he thinks the pot's the right shot, he's going to go for it. This was a tremendous pot. Tight under the balk cushion. It was risky, as you can see. If it hadn't gone in, it left Ronnie right in amongst the balls, but great confidence in his ability to pot balls like that. And he's just about on this pink to the right middle.
Well, it's not the worst bump you've ever seen off the middle hole. It's actually come on an angle that, if he puts this with the rest, it's perfect for the black.
Pink spot not available, no other spots available. Jan Verhaas trying to get as close to his own spot as he can without touching another ball. Well, would you believe it?
Oh, Selby 7.
The bump looked as though it left him perfect on the red.
It just shows you, John, how tight these pockets have been this week. Okay, it was a little bit away, but still thought it might have gone in that.
1.
I think we've seen from a number of centuries here this week that these tables have been playing very tough. I think it's a good thing. Certainly putting a premium on good ball striking.
There's another legend, Ronnie Woods. Always comes along to watch Jimmy White and Ronnie O'Sullivan play. No secret of why, he just loves the way they play the game. And
8.
who can disagree?
Nine.
Well, I'm not
16.
quite certain. I presume there's a red goes to the left middle. All looks a bit congested there, but it must go. He'd like to have been straighter on it. No difference. Good pot.
17.
Good control of the cue ball.
Yes, and potting that red has opened another one out, so fabulous chance this. And some of his break building this afternoon were absolutely superb. The balls looked in
22.
tricky positions, and within 3 or 4 shots, he got them in a perfect position.
23.
Just struggling a little bit with the cue ball. I'm sure he played for this red into the left middle. He's playing it into the far left corner.
31.
Struggled its way in.
Yes, he's just come a little awkward here. He's absolutely plumb straight on the black, so this is not straightforward for the next red. But it might be now.
38.
Yeah, he took a little bit of a risk, didn't he? But he thought he'd be unlucky not to be on one, and he was right. 52 points the lead, just as red needed.
39.
Well, there you
46.
see, 60 points ahead, 51 remaining. I don't think that Mark Selby will be coming back to the table, but he'll be
47.
ruining that misread. When he was in, he caught the bump of the middle pocket, which we said at the time was a good bump. And he had a nice easy red to go at. And just a pity that it didn't go in,
54.
and he's been sat in his seat ever since.
55.
So he had his chance here, Mark Selby, to level the match, but he's going to go 2 frames behind again.
$61. 62. 65. 67. 70. 74. 79.
Oh, well, how do you get that much check side on a ball? Nice play, but it'll do. Wonderful. It was offered to him by a mistake by Mark Selby when he missed the red in the corner. But after that, Ronnie made no mistake. Just struggled a bit with the cue ball, but he'll be happy now. He's got his first frame on the board this evening, and he leads 6-4.
With the red into the middle pocket, he stroked it in as if it was that easy, and from then on he just took off.
He has indeed taken off. The rocket is flying. It's at frame 11 now.
Well, he may be flying, but that's a poor break-off shot. He's left the red to the left middle. He's caught the end red too full. When you catch that end red too full, it does have a tendency then just to bounce and go towards the middle pocket. And it's definitely on. And doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball here. Just pop the red. He's bound to be on blue or bought colour. You wouldn't think he'd play it slow enough to try and stay on the black.
One.
Yes, well played. Perfectly on a ball colour. Choice of green or brown, but it'll be the brown, I should think.
Yeah, there's a red that's available into the right corner. Just all about pace. This got a nice angle on the brown. Is it too hard? He's on nothing.
5.
Has he got second prize, John? Through the gap? I think he has, you know.
Well, that's amazing. This isn't the red he played for, I can assure you. Well, he was on it. I thought he was on nothing.
6.
So that was a bonus.
He's blessed with an excellent temperament, as Mark Selby. After missing that red with the rest in the last frame, you could be forgiven for letting it prey on your mind, but he's made a stern of stuff. 2 reds at the back of the pack. I think the bottom one pots, because Mark's just having a look. There's a pink go back behind the pack there, so should be able to just drop this one in and be on the bottom red. Pink shouldn't get in the way. Just give me a second, please, mate.
Well, the pink spot is definitely covered. But he can find a gap in between the 2 reds, so it's not going to affect the red that he's played for into the right corner. Need a steady hand for this. Had to
12.
move the red away so he could get the pink in there. Just
13.
got that red in the wrong part of the pocket, really, and that's why he's just flicked the blue and left it straight. But I think you can just pop the blue and screw back. Okay, showing you that it's almost straight, just the wrong side, but there is a red to the right corner.
Yes, and he'd be trying to leave that absolutely straight as well. If you just stun off this slightly, hopefully he should have left himself dead straight on this red on the right-hand side.
18. Nineteen.
Played that with a little bit of screw inside there. I think that was another example of
26.
players having the respect for these pockets on the table there, because he didn't play on the red on the top cushion. He's leaving that one well alone.
27.
Yes, I think that they're in the balls. Those reds along the cushion are the last resort. Play for the red to the left middle, but he's a bit short of
34.
pace. He may decide to play it to the far left corner now. Depends how he feels about it. No problem, and he's left himself a nice angle here. Does he play the cannon? You got to stun into these more than screw into them. He did stun into it. Where's the cue ball going?
42.
Yes, if anything, Johnny just got those a little bit on the thin side, didn't he? And the cue balls run away to the side cushion, so this is a big shot coming up.
But big shots are not, Johnny. He's not even hesitating. He just seems to have one thing in his mind at the moment. If I've got a chance of a pot, I'm taking it on.
Yes, I think he's come up with the thought that if it's round, I'm going for it.
50.
Well, look at the pot success of both players. That is very high. 95% for Ronnie, 93% for Mark.
51.
Just shows you the quality. And I don't think there's any need to play cannons anymore, because these reds are all blocking one another. As he pots one, he makes way for another one to be available. You'd be
58.
very surprised now, John, if he doesn't win the frame at this visit.
Yes, John, and he does seem to be able to up his game when he senses extreme danger. If he goes 7-4 down to Ronnie, he's really up against it. But when Ronnie's got those 2 frames ahead, he's always
59.
found a bit more. Great competitor, this boy.
So 66 points to lead.
66.
This red, and he'll go 67 points in front with 67 left on the table.
67.
So just the blue needed, and I assume that the red near the yellow is available, so it's hard to envisage Ronnie O'Sullivan getting back to the table now in this frame. And every possibility will be seeing another
72.
century.
$73.
There's no need to play the cannon, but with the frame well and truly over, he may decide just to try and nudge these reds open. No, as I say, there was no need. He's got a red at the bottom of that cluster of 3 that will pot.
Yes,
78.
and once he pots this one, it'll open out the other ones as well, so very good chance. Score a century.
79.
I thought this used to be a difficult game, John. As my dear old dad used to say to me, it's like shelling peas at the minute.
Yep. As my dad used to say, they, you
86.
can pot them off the lampshades now. The standard, it has to be said,
87.
is mind-boggling. It really is. Okay, people say the superfine cloths help, that the balls open a lot better than they used to. But you still need plenty of nerve and touch. And
93.
there's quite a few of them that have got all those attributes.
94.
No more than Ronnie, but no matter how good you are, as I always say, when you're sat in your chair, there's nothing you can do about it. And there's Ronnie in the background. Wonderful break. And particularly after the
101.
disappointment of the last frame, when he missed that easy red that let Ronnie in to win it. And
102.
as you, I think, said it early on in this frame, John, that such is his temperament, never let it bother him at all. That last frame was just put completely out of his mind.
109. 111. 114. 118.
Fourth century of the match so far, and I don't think we're finished. Great stuff.
123. 129.
Well, that was absolutely top draw from Mark Selby. When you consider how he lost the last frame to pull himself together and show those type of attributes, that was superb. And he's only one behind again to Ronnie O'Sullivan at 6-5. Well, certainly a better break-off shot than in the last frame that Ronnie O'Sullivan made, which, well, he only broke off and that was his last shot, wasn't it? Tough school.
I know. You'd more or less like to say to the other bloke, you can break.
Yeah. But there's no pot on here, just playing the red up and down and leaving this cue ball near the top cushion.
Even though that was a pretty simple shot, look at the absolute dead weight on the cue ball there. Jammed to the cushion. I don't know whether it's early to suggest a re-rack, John, but sometimes when the ball's one goes in the balk area like that, all the players can do is keep tapping it into the pack. What do you think?
Yeah, I suppose really if sometimes it's value just giving someone a chance to play safe off it, but has to be said, Mark Selby had a chance there and didn't fancy it because of these reds to the left corner. Just caught a glimpse of Ronnie when he went back to his seat. Nice to see him smiling, and let's hope he's enjoying it, because we are. Just changes the scenario slightly. Now there's 2 reds in the baulk end. You don't have a problem playing a safety shot, not to the baulk cushion, but somewhere past the right middle pocket, because a player won't be interested in knocking 1 red up the table and leaving the other one there. So just off these, just past the middle pocket, be fine. And let your opponent make the decision.
That's quite right, JV. That stopped the chance of a re-rack. And it was interesting listening to the boys in the studio, and particularly Steve there.
Okay.
Well, they've decided to have a re-rack after that.
Yes. Mark rolled into the reds. Ronnie came to the table, looked at him, he said, re-rack. And I think the way both players have started this evening with that attacking, break-building attitude, I don't think they wanted to be tip-tapping for the next 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, frame 12. Mark Selby to break.
Yes, and as I was saying there before the boys threw them back up for a re-rack, listening to Steve in the studio there, this is a night like this is a night where you have to have total and utter inner belief. You don't have to go around telling everybody how well you're playing, but you've got to feel it yourself, like you're the best player in the world.
Well, caught it much too thick, and he's not got away with it. He's definitely left the red to the left middle pocket, and possibly one to the right middle. I'm not certain whether that goes, though. But certainly the one to the left middle will.
Yes, Mark's just checking there if he can just play a little stunt shot. Leave himself on the pink in the centre, and he had a little look to see if the red that's just up from the cue ball would go in the opposite, the top right-hand pocket here. So if it doesn't, he's got like a half a shot to nothing. Not the same amount of pressure on it. Well, he's taken it into the top corner, but well played. Have a little shot as well. Played it in a way that it was like a shot to nothing. And I don't know whether you saw Mark Selby earlier in his career, John, but his cue action now to what it used to be is totally unrecognisable.
Yes, I did see him. In fact, he was on a junior big break once, was Mark. And, yeah, it was all a bit long, wasn't it? But he shortened it up. He's got more control now of that cue and the delivery. And the fact that the pink wouldn't go on its own spot there was absolutely perfect for him. He's got it on the black spot, available into both corners. Chance of a reasonable score here.
Yes, and I was going to say, if you could leave the cue ball a little short here, it's one of those ones where you power
14.
the red in and hit the pack and move them out a bit. Don't know how far he's run. If he's gone too far, he's got one in the centre as well, but you could have left that cue ball a little low there. It was one of those ones that you pot the red and open the reds off the red. But don't know whether he's got it. It's fairly straight there. Might be able to power a few out. Just depends on how he sees it. He's
15.
decided to go for the blue. Pot this, pot the red, which is perfect there, and leave an angle on the blue to go in the pack if you want, or play on the loose red. When you're making a break, John, it's all about individual choice, isn't it?
It is, and I think
20.
if you can avoid risks at any time, then do so. That's not to say he may not try and leave an angle on the blue here to go
21.
into the cluster, although he could have left more of an angle. There is that red, that one at the bottom of the cluster. He's got to adjust the pace of this, though. These tables are quick. And that time he wanted, as you were saying earlier, John, he
26.
wanted to be low on that red. And as soon as he hit it, he knew he'd underhit it. He's on the red, okay. But he wanted to be low, so in potting it, he could cannon into the other reds. He had a chance of playing for the black as well. So, well, there's maybe one loose red available into the left middle after this red and the pink.
$27.
It looks like that loose red was in the opposite corner. Why he decided to play the cannon wasn't the best way to go into him, but he's just about on a red, a thin cut to the
33.
left middle.
Well, whether he can have total control over this shot, whether he can actually avoid one of the ball colours when he pots this. Yeah. Wow, what a result that is, by the way.
34.
That is a beautiful kiss, because if he went past the yellow there without the double kiss, he was on nothing.
Yeah, that cue ball to finish tight on the baulk cushion, and as you say, the best he could have hoped for was to play a snooker. But he's absolutely inch perfect on this yellow. There's a few loose reds.
I'm sure his mindset this evening was win the opening mini session, and we've got a match on.
36.
And he could just be doing that.
Oh, he's overrun
37.
it. He's overrun it. I think he's complaining that he got a little bit of a unexpected bounce off the top cushion. Whether he did or not, I don't know, but he's not on anything now.
I think he did, John. I think that come off nearly twice the pace it went on. Yep, it was a pinger.
It's funny, in your desperation, he looked out of the round to the referee, Jan Verhaas, and nothing Jan can do about it. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and it was a great opportunity to level the match before the mid-session interval.
And of course, he's not really going to want to play the pink. So there may be a few misses coming up here. He decides to take a ball colour.
Green ball.
Yes, green. Oh, well. He's not. Well, it looks like it was touching, but he can get past that without moving the red, so shouldn't be too bad.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby, 37. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4. Yeah.
Nothing there for Ronnie, so deciding to have it put back. One of those situations, though, John, you'd expect Mark to be hitting this fairly soon, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't hit it this time. Just needed a fraction more right-hand side.
Yeah, it's a tap.
It is imperative, of course, that the cue ball's back in exactly the same position as it was, because he's going to make a slight allowance.
How's that?
Well, I'm not liking it, but it will do.
How's that?
Green again?
He said, I'm not liking it, but it'll do. Yeah, you'd be surprised if he doesn't hit the green this time. So I was unlucky, really. Got the little unexpected bounce off the top cushion when he was in perfect position. So didn't make the most of the opportunity, but not his fault.
Not a straightforward safety shot here for Mark. Red on the side cushion on the right-hand side is stopping him coming off the pack, and of course he'd be slightly hampered by the green anyway, cueing-wise. Red that's above the black to the left-hand side can't really get that thin enough to get round the back of the pink and black. Sorry, round the back of the pink there to get back to the balk area, so that's tricky. May just be the dump shot. Leave the cue ball up here.
Yeah, I think what's making it tricky, there's a few paths back to baulk, but of course it's the proximity of the green to the cue ball. Just makes it awkward cueing. And that's what's making this a lot more difficult than it would normally be.
Mark just surveying the scene there to see what he would leave. If that red on the left-hand side would be potable. If he plays that dump shot and leaves the cue ball at this end.
Well, under normal circumstances, you'd say that was a good containing shot. But the way this match is being played at the moment, you're not surprised at anything either player goes for.
Oh my goodness me. What a pot that was. Absolutely fantastic. As good as a pot has been played in this match today. Astonishing.
Well, when Mark Selby played the containing safety, I thought, well, you know, he's not left anything, well, certainly nothing remotely easy. We'll put that line in from the pink. If we can get this cannon, he'll have opened all the reds up. Well, he could have done with it and it followed, but he knew he was always on the red to the left corner.
7.
And all the other reds are in the open now. What a chance this is for Ronnie. And doesn't he deserve it after that red to the left middle?
You think you're only allowed 3 of those in your lifetime, aren't you? What a shot that was. Goodness me.
$14. $15. $20. $21. $27.
So it shouldn't really be a problem with 3 reds in the open. This frame's going to be all about the one on the right hand side cushion or just off it.
$28.
Well, he's going to lose the black here. I think the highest available spot will be the green spot. 2 points to lead. It's the red
35.
on the right hand side of the table that's the problem ball.
36.
He's not played that well.
I was thinking to myself, would it be one of those rare
42.
occasions where you pop the red and try and flip the other red off? And he may try and do that now. This is not easy.
43.
Didn't quite get the cannon there. I think he may have tried to get the little flick.
Yeah, the problem is, though, that when you're so close to the cushion, there's not a lot you can do with a cue ball. It'd be a good shot to get near this last red now. Well, unless he's going to risk the double, he'll be playing safe. I suggest safety.
49.
I know they're going for everything at the moment, but I'm surely the safety is the best shot to play here.
Yeah, he's got a big target, John, as well, behind green and black. A little bit of run inside.
Ronnie
Be
O'Sullivan.
disappointed not to leave
49.
something here. And there you go.
Well, once again, just for perfection, he couldn't risk the double. And now, Mark Selby with a problem. He's not only hitting this, he's got to try and get it safe. That looks a line that could get him to hit the red, but as I say, it's all important that he gets it safe. And you can think about the shot as much as you like. I mean, personally, John, would you play it dead weight first time around?
I think you've got to, John. I don't think you're going to be forward to hitting this one with any pace. I like the shot you've put up on the screen. Something like that. I think that's the only way you can go. Side cushion, a little bit of run inside. Top cushion and try and get dead weight on the red. No value in smashing this round the table. Don't want to be leaving free balls or anything, so dead weight it is.
Trouble is he hasn't got a lot of points to play with. In 16 behind. This looks a good line, and it looks a pretty good length. Is it going to reach?
Foul.
Not quite.
Yeah. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Well, the only good news for Mark Selby is he's had a sighter, so he should be able to get over this shot. Knows he was on the right lines. Literally, John.
Good hit. Couldn't have hit it better. The problem is with that dead weight shot, you leave your opponent close to the red. Now, normally, when they're close to the red, you say, well, it's an easy safety, possible snooker, but this isn't that straightforward for Ronnie to get the snooker, and that's where he'll gain the advantage, and he couldn't do it. So not only was it a good hit from Mark Selby, it landed pretty well, and the initiative that Ronnie had when he had the snooker behind the green isn't quite there anymore. Although Mark Selby's 20 points behind, one good shot, and he could be the new favourite for this frame.
Problem for Mark here is he's got to avoid the double kiss. He'd love to be able to push the red up and down, but if you play that shot, there's a very good chance of a double kiss.
Well, he decided to play cushion first. Has that red run far enough? It's cuttable. It was a good idea because the normal cross the table hitting the red first, as you say, John, there was a great danger of a double kiss. He avoided the double kiss, but this red is potable. But too thick. Now, has Ronnie left it or has he fluked the snooker? Well, I don't think he's quite got the snooker, but he'll be quite happy with that result if he has got the snooker. It's just an easy swerve, but the old problem, can you hit it and get it safe?
Well, I'm right behind it, John, and it's at least 3/4 ball. So he's been very fortunate there. And yes, he may be able to play this as a swerve, but you can't really hit it that hard because if you bang the cue ball down to get the swerve on, it throws out, doesn't come back, and you don't get the contact full on the red. So I should suggest it would be a cushion instead.
And if it's a cushion, it's hit and hope. Well, I'd have played it firmer than that. He played it gently. He was hoping for a full ball contact on the red. He didn't get it. That could be his last shot in this frame.
Right, that'll do now, thank you.
And for all the skill levels and for all the talent and determination on show this evening, you can't beat a little bit of luck.
Okay.
Yes, very true. 21 points the lead. He pots the pink, goes 27 points in front with 27 remaining. The comeback from Mark Selby has been stopped in its tracks, it looks. Started this evening session 2 frames behind. And if Ronnie gets on the yellow, which he looks as though he has done perfectly, those 2 frames that O'Sullivan had in the bag are still going to be intact.
Night.
Mark Selby will be in his dressing room and he'll be wondering how that ball pinged off the cushion and ended up snookering himself. Because it may very well prove pivotal here this evening.
Yes, that ping off the cushion, the red he missed in another frame. There you go. Well, he's missed the brown, but it won't matter. There was a 2-frame deficit at the start of the evening, and it looked certain as though that's going to stay that way. 32 behind Mark Selby comes to the table, 22 remaining. He may as well pot this brown and try and get a couple of snookers to tie on the blue.
Four.
28 points now, the difference. So 2 5-point snookers on the blue, and he would be able to tie, but, well, it's a tall order.
Black being where it is very difficult. If it was on its spot, you'd give him a far better shout, but where it is there, very difficult to get tight behind that black, or indeed tight behind the pink. So I suggest Ronnie is a long odds-on favourite here.
Well, that's not fair, is it? Mark Selby needs the snookers, Ronnie. And now he's missed it. I doubt whether he'll carry on, and he says to Ronnie, enough's enough. So Ronnie O'Sullivan retains his 2-frame advantage as they go to the mid-session interval. It could have gone either way. Mark Selby could have levelled, but he missed his opportunities through fair means or foul. And Ronnie O'Sullivan is into the mid-session interval, still leading 7-5.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Right, that'll do now, thank you.
That's a poor break-off shot. Long way short of his intended position for the cue ball, and he's left this red out for Mark Selby to go at. It was a thrilling final last year. It's proving to be that again this year. Ronnie made a poor break-off shot in the 11th frame, and what happened? Mark Selby cleared the table with 136. How many will he make from this chance?
And as he has been all evening, he's taking everything on. He's taking the bit by the teeth, as it were, and trying to win a frame at one visit every time he gets to the table. They're both very close in this match. Even on the aggregate scores, there's only 30 points between them, so it's so close. The key thing, of course, is that Ronnie's got this 2 frames more than Mark, but big chance here. The gap on the left-hand side of those reds. Played the deep screw this time. Push one over the right-hand corner, one over the left. Could have played it a little bit harder than that. He's still got the push. Still push one over the right as well. Fraction
14.
harder. He could have really pushed that red he's hit now over the corner, but it's still fine.
$15.
He's proved over the last few seasons what a fantastic temperament he has, and he loves the big stage. His 3rd time in the final here to equal Stephen Hendry's record. When he made his debut, he got to 3 finals. He won all 3.
$22. Yep. 23.
Of course, no ranking points available here at the Masters. And Mark Selby, well, he's dropped down in the provisional rankings from number 7 to provisionally 13. And the reason for that was he lost to Ken Doherty 5-3 in the Grand Prix. And then he lost in the UK
30.
Championship to Ronnie O'Sullivan in the quarterfinals 9-3. But he's back to his best here.
You notice that little stat there, 194 balls potted each.
31.
And in 6 points or 8 points time, they'll be all square on aggregate as well. It's an amazing stat. Both these players battling it out.
I think he's okay. The red, this side of the pink,
33.
will just about go, as you can see. Didn't intend to cannon the blue, but it hasn't spoiled it. He can leave himself on pink or black. But it must be tight if he's looking from the other end, but we could clearly see from the camera angle that it will pass the red.
$34.
He may have just overdone that slightly. I'm not too sure what angle he's got on this black. If it's straight, he's going to struggle to get nicely on the next red. So he'd love to screw back on and off the cushion, but the red on the cushion is going to cause a problem, so he may play for the red in the middle. That's all he could do there.
41.
Just gone 2 points in front with that black.
$42.
It's amazing. Every time Ronnie opens up a 2-frame advantage, Mark Selby comes bouncing
48.
right back.
$49.
And he is striking the ball beautifully at the moment. He really is.
$55.
So 2 reds, 2 colours. He should get back to within 1 frame.
$56. $63. $64.
Can't beat the highest break, 140. That is held by Neil Robertson and Stephen Maguire. They're sharing the £10,000 high break prize, but he's not even thinking about that. He just wants to win as many frames as he can here.
The standard is just incredible. The opening frame was the only poor frame, really. 2 breaks of 30 plus only. The frame just before the interval, 49 was the highest. But apart from that, 50 or above in every frame, including those magnificent run of centuries.
Especially on these tables, really, because I did have a knock on the practice table earlier in the week, and the pockets are the tightest I've seen them, and these players are making them look easy.
$71.
If the 2 reds are a plant, he'll play the cannon onto the pink. If they're not, he'll play for the red that's nearest his hand, try and screw behind it to leave it in the middle. He's played it in the top pocket. Well, these might be a plant the way he played it, but he's played for choice of reds. Not hard enough for either.
78.
No century
78,
break, but
and
Ronnie
frame.
stays in his seat.
Mark
This is
Selby.
just the start that Mark Selby wanted after the mid-session interval. He's got himself to just 1 behind, 7-6. Well, he needed that frame, didn't he, Willie? Especially when it looked as if he was going to level. But he really did get 1 chance, and he played so well there, didn't he?
That's just proved what a temperament he has. I mean, when he went 4-1 behind, a lot of players may have folded. What did he do? Made breaks of 83, 112. He's gone 7-5 behind there when, for all money, it should have been 6-6. Replied with 78. So he's just battling out there, and he knows if it goes close, his temperament in close matches is going to be as good as Ronnie's. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of frames. The key moments in the match are coming right now.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Frame 14. Mark Selby to break. Thank you.
Really doesn't get any better than the standard we're having today, as Mark Selby's breaking off in frame 14. Possible 6 frames remaining. How many of those 6 will we need?
And once again, a red has been left out from the break off. Well, let's see if Ronnie can knock a long one in. Played it well. Look where the cue ball finished. He was perfectly on the brown. He knew that was a very good chance.
Excellent safety. It's the key at this standard. It's not just about getting it past the baud line. It's a case of finding the top cushion. And it's a lot better when you can let the players see the reds, because when the reds are like this, snookering's no good because they just go off one cushion and rest in the pack. It's always better to try and make them make a mistake by playing a good safety.
Tactical play has been pretty good, but that's a bad slip up here. He needed a thin contact, and he's given Ronnie a terrific chance.
One.
As I say, once again, he's got to within 1 frame of that break of 78, but he's gifted Ronnie this chance.
8. 9.
Just needs to get that red away that's at the back of the bunch. And as you can see, when he pots this, he's freeing another red for the left corner,
16.
so no need to go into them just yet.
17.
Well, the way these two players are playing, as soon as somebody gets in, you just feel that they're going to score enough to win a frame, and eventually somebody's going to start getting a little nervous and miss an easy one. A little straighter on this than we would like it. He wanted to really go into the bunch rather than play for the loose one behind the pack, but doesn't have the angle to do that.
Four reds, 4 blacks.
32.
So
33.
You know what he's thinking about. Ronnie is one player in the game that thinks about a maximum early on, and this, well, he's got 2 shots to play. He might just play a little cannon here and leave himself on the red. He could do that. Yeah. Just a little cannon there. Well, he could get on the red without the cannon, but this is key now that he gets on the black. 40. He's going to disturb a couple of reds, and sometimes you can run through and finish near the cushion. How will he judge it? No.
41.
Did you think he might have played the little cannon?
Yeah,
out?
the cannon was great, but I think Ronnie was going for the 147. And he thought, well, if I finish low on that red, I'm bound to bring other reds into play. But I'm surprised he didn't push it through a little bit quicker than that. I understand what you're saying. The perfect positional shot would have been your cannon, without a doubt. But he just felt that he knew that he'd got every chance of being on the black and bringing reds into play. And just look where the balls were now. If he was nicely on the black from here, you'd expect him to have a go at a 147. And I think the tournament deserves a 147, to be honest. I think the standard this year has been awesome. The Williams-O'Sullivan game is just the best game I've seen for a long, long time.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 41.
You just mentioned there the tournament deserves a maximum. What about the first ever maximum that was made in the Masters? We were talking at lunchtime about it. The man with the white suit, Kirk Stevens, made the first ever maximum at Wembley.
And we've had some great celebrities here this week. Obviously, we've got the great Ronnie Wood here, and we've had all the lads from the jungle who was in there with Jimmy. And remember that one frame that Kirk made? Donald Sutherland was here. He came in and watched one frame, and the one frame he watched was a 147. He must have gone back to America thinking, this is an easy game, this.
And there's a couple of Ronnie's good mates. On the left, Damien Hirst, Turner Prize winner, renowned artist. And Ronnie's walk-on music, that's Anthony Genn there, from the hours that wrote that song.
Can't see Shaz and Dave here, Dennis, who wrote our song. Snooker looping, number 5 in the charts, number 1 in your hearts. Mystery White never got to number 1.
Meanwhile, Mark Selby has got quite a problem here. No easy path back down to the balk area. He can't risk coming off a side cushion because he would leave a pot on. And I don't think the escape off 2 cushions just to nestle into the pack. I think the brown's in the way to do that.
Got to avoid the double kiss here playing this thin.
Foul.
Way at the black. The referee may not have seen that, Dennis.
And a miss.
Yeah, he called it, did Jan, straight
Ronnie
away.
O'Sullivan, 7.
I mean, trying to pot that and screw back into the balk area, he just bounced the white, and I think that's the reason. Just watch, the white was bouncing all the way and hit the black near enough quarter ball.
If there wasn't a shot to nothing on, Ronnie would definitely have it put back, but he can screw on and off the side cushion and come out for the black here with this red. Similar shot to what he played on the pink earlier on today, but he played that one left-handed. This one's with his right hand, right into the heart of the pocket, and perfect on the black.
Well, you can't hit the ball any better than that. Not only the pot, but position was superb. It should give him the frame here. First to
8.
10.
Can you be quiet when he's at the table, please? Thank you.
Yeah, quite right. Jan, we don't mind the atmosphere and the people getting involved, but on the shot, it's nice if they keep quiet.
Nine. $14. $15. $22.
Just this red, as you can see. And for the
23.
first time, well, not for the first time, but he's going to open up a 3-frame advantage at a very useful time. Well, 2-frame advantage.
$30. $31. $38. $39.
It was a really telling safety shot that Mark was trying to play and just made contact with the black. And the way the game has been, he was only 41 behind at the time. And of course, if that had gone right, he may have got another
46.
chance. Because it went wrong. Obviously, he's had no more chances in this frame.
47.
This is the shot he's trying to play at full ball. And Dennis mentioned in commentary how the white was bouncing. When you're queuing down at pace, the white is always going to leave the table.
52.
Probably try and bring the red out here with this shot.
Missed the pink though, Dennis, didn't he? Should have brought the pink out as well.
$56.
That's through the pink as well, and that's his mum there, Maria. Nice smile from Maria there. She must be delighted with the way her son's playing here. She's seen it all before, but
62.
she still must be very, very proud.
It's nice to have a genius as a son, isn't it? Well, my
67.
mother was never proud.
Oh, Nancy, your mum thought you were a genius as well, Willie. And she'll be watching, won't she? She never misses. I hope you're well, Nancy.
71.
This has been another classic break from O'Sullivan. It really has.
76.
And both players making it look very, very simple. If only they knew how difficult this game was.
82.
Just doesn't get better than this. Well, it started with a 41. He broke down. Selby might have had another chance. He didn't. Ronnie O'Sullivan gets back in again with an 89 clearance to go 2 clear again. This time at 8-6.
And the players are not getting bogged down in any type of safety battle whatsoever. It's got to be good safety, but they're not getting stuck in a safety mode.
Okay, here we go. It's frame 15.
Yes, Mark Selby, he can't really push it. It's just, he always has a go at this type of shot, and I suppose you'd have to say this is pushing it a little bit, because if it goes wrong, he could leave Ronnie straight in. But he's knocked a high percentage of these in, but he's queuing down on it. It's going to be bouncing a little bit before it gets to the red. Where's the green going? Oh. Mind, the red wasn't possible, but it has covered an easy safety off that red. It's up near the yellow.
Yeah, the line he'd like to take, the 2-cushion escape, is virtually over the brown spot to make sure he can get in behind the yellow off this safety shot, but a bit too dangerous to play that, Dennis, in case he kisses the brown.
Yeah, a bit risky, that one. So it's given him a little bit of a problem here. Yeah, just before Mark played that shot, I was going to say he's going to have to get a good safety shot to try and force an error from Ronnie. Because you can't see Ronnie missing when he gets in. That's not a bad shot, you know, because if he leaves the white on the cushion, Mark Selby can play off the red to the left of the black and put him in trouble. At first, you'd have thought he mishit that.
I was just
slightly.
about to say that's a poor shot from Ronnie, but when you look at it now, it's a very clever shot. Mark Williams is that kind of player as well. You sometimes think they played a careless shot, and you look where the balls are, and you can see the opponent's in trouble. I don't know whether you can see the red on the nearest the baulk line. If he'll take that on, if you can see enough of it to pot it.
Well, maybe it was a slight mistake. He was hoping to cover that. Oh.
How good is that?
What an absolute cracker that is.
It appears that he can't get through to the blue. The green and yellow are on. It depends which way he can get onto a red. The yellow looks the perfect ball. Ideally, would like to finish straight on the red to the right of the pink. Absolutely straight, then he can run through for the black. So he needs to be on this red dead straight. Let's just have a look what kind of angle he has on this red. It's not too bad. It's not quite straight, but I still think he can run through without kissing the reds just below the pink spot there. The middle red of the three on the right-hand side, that's the red he'd like to miss. Well, Dennis, that's the first twitch I think we've seen. Why did he play with so much drag? Why not with a little bit of top?
Do you know, I think he was thinking so much about not catching the other red. Look how far he missed the pot by. So that was a case, I think, of just taking his eye off the pot, concentrating on the position.
It's amazing how players then tend to play with drag, don't they, to make sure the white doesn't roll off. But the only thing was wrong there. He put drag and a little bit of side on. Let's turn the white over, I think.
Well, that's a stunning shot because I thought the green was in the way. That really is. Watch how close the white goes to the green. Ronnie can do very little. The fact that they're not touching, there's no way back up the table. He can do precious little here, only just nudge into them. Now I'm wondering if he's left a possible double here, because Mark could take the double on, leave himself on the pink, and he wouldn't leave anything. The only red he could leave would be the one that he attempted double. I'm not sure if it's there. Well, he might even be able to get the potting angle to pot it in the middle pocket. So that was a careless shot from Ronnie. Tried the double, but it was a free shot.
I think Mark felt that he got a little kick there. He had a glance at the red to see if there was any chalk mark on the red. He probably felt that the red squared up a little bit off the cushion there. It did bounce a little bit. It did bounce. That's the reason the white came back less than it should have done. You can't notice as that red's rolling any mark on the ball. With the red being near the blue spot, this is really where you've got to be so careful in playing back into baulk. You can't afford to kiss any of the baulk colours. Because if a player can get his hand on the table, they'll take that long red on.
Well, he could play down the table off that red that's near the blue spot. And that'll remove it and cut the chances of leaving it.
It's another poor safety there. That's the last two frames. He's played the first poor safety shot. And I put Mark Selby in the top 4 or 5 players in the world in the safety department. The last 2 frames, he hasn't been.
Beautifully played again. Or is it?
1.
Maybe it's ran too far, but the pink may be available. The black must be tight, but I think he can get to the pink. Clearly the pink pots.
This is where it helps so much, Dennis, doesn't it, with him being able to play the shot left-handed. If he leaves the white where the pink is, he can either reach that red being left-handed, whereas with the rest it would have been a tough shot. And he's overscrewed it quite a lot, so he's trying to get the angle now to probably either kiss the red or just drift by it for the black.
7.
Yeah, if he can't hold for the black, he could just try and play a delicate little cannon here.
Thank you. 8.
Of course, the pace he played it, even if the kiss didn't get the kiss, he would have still been on the black. He played it slow enough to do that. So the last bad safety shot from Selby cost him the frame. Wonder whether this one is going to cost him the frame.
15.
Yeah, you can see Mark's well ahead in the safety success department, but in the last couple of frames he's put a few poor safety shots in.
$16.
He wanted to remove that red, but a bit too thick a contact and certainly not enough pace.
$21. 22.
Just one more
29.
easy red, and then he's going to have to go into them.
$30.
So this is the key shot, and he's pretty good at picking out the right cannon. That's the red he'd like to cannon. That's the red he cannoned. Was always going to leave himself a pot.
That was brilliant. It really was. Then he's picked the right red out. So if he hits the front red, he's on nothing. And he played with a little bit of screw to make sure if he didn't get on the one he expected to be on, he'd have a chance of being on one in the middle, and that's what's happened. And now, the way he's been playing, you would expect him to win the frame from here.
38.
Well, he loves his snooker, does Ronnie. He'll be enjoying this. He'll be getting ready for, I think he's going to be touring with the faces as well as the stones. So he keeps himself busy, does our Ronnie, don't you?
And a fabulous artist as well. I've seen some of his work as an artist. He's a wonderful painter.
43.
Yeah, he's looking around at Damien Hirst there is Ronnie.
44.
So we've got a few geniuses around.
$51. 52.
Looks like he's going to open up that 3-frame advantage, and he's only going to need one. Don't write off Mark Selby, though.
57.
He still feels that he's got a chance in this year's Masters. quite a remarkable record.
58.
He's only lost one match, and that was in the final to Ronnie last year. 3 visits.
$63. 64.
It's just one mistake, isn't it, from the player at the moment, and it's frame over. But the problem is now Mark's going to go 3 behind for the second time in the match. He went 3 behind at 4-1, and there was a lot of time to get back in the match. 3 behind at 9-6. There's no more time.
Thank you. 72. $77. 78.
He'll have to remove that difficult red if he wants to make a century break. He's made 590 centuries now. Well, has he gone far enough to be able to cannon the red out?
85.
Not quite.
86.
He got a kick. He got a kick on the red, so we don't get a century break. But what a magnificent effort again. Breaks of 41 and 89. Puts Ronnie O'Sullivan 9-6 in front. He only needs one more frame for his 5th Masters title.
Well, he's done it
Thank you
before,
now.
Mark Selby. He was 8-5 behind in the final of the Welsh Championship a couple of years ago and managed to win 4 on the trot to beat Ronnie 9-8. He's going to have to do it again, but this time to win 10-9.
Yeah, I remember that final in the Welsh Open 2008, and Ronnie had a little bit of a go at Mark about playing slow, but his tactics worked on that occasion, and he did come back. It was a magnificent win for him, but you couldn't see it happening again here, not the way Ronnie's playing. Well, it looks as if he fancies cutting one of these reds into the corner pocket, so he's going to give it his best shot. It's a wee bit unlucky. Okay, he can put Ronnie in quite a tough snooker, but without the cannon on the brown there, he would have given himself a good opportunity.
Mark Selby 1.
So tight against the brown, he's blocked the path off from the side cushion, so Ronnie's got to find at least a couple of cushions.
I suppose, Dennis, he'd like to get in the back of the pack, but he can't afford to underhit it because the red above the black will pot. It's 50-50 here whether he leaves the red on.
And he's looking at the possibility of 4 cushions. What a shot that would be. He looked at the possibility of doing it that way. He's going to go off, still hit at least 3 or 4 cushions, but that's nowhere near.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
Having seen the way he's played that, Dennis, I can only presume he's playing the one next to the black, but you wouldn't want to hit that one, would you?
Well, there's the line I put up. He's not going to take that line because he's going straight through the blue and the red. So But that is a possibility. Now, let's see how close he gets this time. It's skidding off the second and third cushion, and he stuck the red up.
Mark Selby 4.
That's a bad mistake.
One. Eight.
Didn't play it in the corner, but he's on it in the corner. There's plenty of room. He's got an option here. He could screw back for the black, or he could play a stun run through to be on blue or yellow. He looks like he's queuing very low on that pitch, doesn't it? Well, playing that tells us the pink pots. I wasn't aware that was available from here.
He dips a little bit on that type of shot with his cue action, Willie. You clearly could see it there from that picture. Just watch how he delivers the cue. It's sort of a little bit of a dip. It comes up as he delivers it.
Has an angle on the red in the middle now to be able to come down for the black, and it's one of those
15.
packs that you don't really want to go into the bunch of 9 because they're a little bit tight, but they can play a cannon on one of the loose ones. So
16.
normally you'd go into the bunch here, but he might play the outside. The 2 reds on the left-hand side, if you could hit one of those 2, he's bound to be on 2 reds. So he's just running through with topspin. Just got to be, he'd like to hit both of them to slow the white down if he could. Oh, has he gone through it too far? He may have covered this.
I think he has, Willie. Yeah, he could have
23.
done with just thinking a little bit longer on that shot and exactly what angle he was going to cannon the red. He's still a little bit unlucky, but it's the end of break anyway.
Mark Selby 23.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's been a long time since a player's got in nicely where you'd expect him to score heavily and hasn't done. Just at the time when he didn't want it to happen. But a 32-point lead. And he's got Ronnie in trouble.
Played with lots of side as he covered this red. I think the cannon on the brown has left him blocked by the blue, as you can clearly see. But that last shot that he played, he had to play it with so much side to square the cue ball up. Otherwise, it would have went straight into the bunch. Watch the white. Or as they say in America when they're talking about pool, he put a bit of English on it. That's the name for side.
It's all about missing the kiss on the brown and pink if he plays the thin one to the left of the black. Can't afford to let Ronnie have a go at this long red. That's why he's trying to do something about it. Well, this is a strange choice. He's probably trying to swing the white round and get the white in the similar position to what it is now. He's pushed one to the left-hand corner. He's found the cushion, so it's difficult. You'd expect Ronnie to take it on.
Yeah, I think it was so important for him to get a good cue ball. Now, if he takes this red to the left corner, he's going to cannon into the black, so the white could finish up anywhere.
One.
It was a great pot, Willie, and he never knew where the cue ball was going, but he just relied on his long potting.
But the pace he's played it, he obviously thought he was going to hit the black thin or half ball and probably felt he could get up for blue or bought colour. Fantastic shot. If he thought he was hitting the black full ball, he probably wouldn't have played it. Amazing.
Now, is he going to drop nicely on one? If it pulls up, he's not hampered, and it has pulled up, and he's got a chance here. The red's a bit awkward. It's to the right of the black spot. But if he wanted, he could go straight into the bunch of reds here. This is a good chance if it works. There's a loose red, but there's also that angle there if he wants to do it. And he slipped off the bunch. Didn't quite get the cannon as he intended.
Yeah, the loose red that Dennis was talking about is not the one next to the black, the one to the left of the pink spot, which he could have played for. He's been fortunate if there's a plant on, and looking at that, it looks a certain plant. It looks unmissable from that picture. Oh, can you believe it? Just when you need a bit of good fortune, he's got it. He's played a poor white, but the brown's still potable. Very fortunate there, Ronnie.
I was commentating with John Parrott the other day, and we were talking about that, Willie. Every time you play a plant, you never get the positional side of the shot right, and it should be easy because the plant takes care of itself. But the cannon on the pink has left this chance for the middle. And a delicate little cannon
17.
to push the black into a potable position here. Hasn't quite got the angle, I don't think, to screw straight into the reds. Well, he did have, but it stuck. He took the risk, and it stuck.
25.
Now, surely there's not another plant on. Well, he's looking at the plant. Well, he'd have to squeeze that. There's a possibility, if the reds are touching, he could make the plant, believe it or not. It looks as if he can see enough. Is he hitting the other red, or is he trying the plant? Oh. No, he made a complete mess of it. He tried to hit another red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25.
But there was a chance of making that plant. He tried to pop the other red by the looks of it, and he hit the wrong red.
Well, I need to see it again, Dennis, to see if I can give an opinion. I'm not sure about that.
One.
He's that white to bounce. He doesn't want to be making contact with the black when running through this red.
3.
Because it pushes the black away from the line he wants to go on. That's why he's looking at the slightly more difficult positional shot. Okay, it's probably an easier red, but a lot more difficult to get position. Just can't afford any more mistakes now, Mark.
4.
Just about hard enough. Now it's key to get onto this red below the black off the next blue.
6.
But make sure you're high enough. So it's on
7.
and off the cushion. Or hold it, whichever way he feels. You'll certainly get the right angle this time, I'm sure. And needs to. This time, as you can see, a lot harder to make sure, and that's okay.
12. 13.
I'm not sure about the two reds that are together. He's just coming around to see if one of them is available, because he's 20 points in front. He's going to need one of those reds. The other one, no problem with. And he's purposely left an angle just to flick one of the reds out
20.
on his way through for the black.
$21.
So he's not finished just yet, Mark Selby.
28. 29.
Well, he's done it again, Mark Selby, when his back's against the wall. He doesn't ever think he's beaten this young man. He needed 2 chances to do it, but on the second chance, he's done it.
36.
He had to win 4 on the trot. He now has to win 3.
37.
And Mark playing left-handed,
42.
and that's why Vicky, his girlfriend, smiling there.
44.
She's seen it all before. I'm sure she was there when he made that terrific comeback in Wales to beat Ronnie
47.
when he was 8-5 down. Can he do it again, Vicky?
$51.
What do you think? Can he do it again, Vicky? Maybe she hasn't got it. 2 more, she said.
56.
I think it was fingers crossed.
Oh, was it? Well, maybe it wasn't 2 more.
62 on the frame.
Well, decided that Blackie wasn't going to have a bit more practice. A fabulous break of 62, keeps himself in the match, but he still trails by 9 frames to 7.
Still leaving that 1 red out. It seems to be difficult to get over behind the green since they recovered the table. The players were managing to do it up until the semi-final, and there was a new cloth put on. But I don't think he'd be risking this one, because he knows if he makes 1 mistake, this year's Masters could be over.
Yes, if he pots the red, he'd probably hit the black first, not the red next to the black, which ideally, if he thought he could pot this and flick the red away from the black, he may take it on. But looking at the angle, he'd have to play it quite hard to get that cannon. But he's taking it on.
Big, big shot. He may have got away with it, you know. He mishit that altogether, and he's got away with it.
Well, he's gone all out for the cannon then, and the cannon wasn't on at that pace. If he pots it at that pace, he'd have kissed the black. Well, obviously, he's missed it by a mile and still missed the red, so he's very fortunate to get away with that. We mentioned he had to win 4 frames on the trot. It's happened before at Wembley. My colleague, Mr. Taylor, was 8-5 down against Alex Higgins in '87 and won 9-8. Do you remember that one, Dave?
1987, I'll never forget it, at the conference centre. 2,700 people in the audience that night.
I think it's 6 matches he's won here, Dennis, isn't it, in the last frame?
Unbelievable, yeah. But there may not be a last frame in this year's final. Ronnie just needs one. It was a terrific tussle last year. Ronnie eventually winning 10-8, but it was a superb match. Let's have a look what he's got to go at. Hawkeye just showing you there that nothing easy. Clever shot. Very well picked out there, because in fact Mark Selby's just tapped the table there with his knuckle in appreciation of that shot, because he has put him in trouble. To miss the pink there, he had to play it with a slight bit aside and just a little bit of a stun shot. And there's no easy return. There's a couple of choices to try and get back down the table, but there's one near the corner pocket that he would leave. There's a possible way around the back of the black off that red, but he's concerned about leaving the one that's near the left corner pocket. And a thin one off that red is tricky also. So there's a couple of possibilities of getting back down the table. But he's certainly giving it plenty of thought, and you can't blame him. I think he's looking at the first shot I put up, possibly. Can he avoid the black? Well, he's played into the gap. He doesn't want to hit the knuckle. May not be all that bad, because he's hampered down the left side of the table, and I think they're all covering each other, Willie, into the right corner.
Yeah, so he probably deserved a bit of luck there, because he played the safety shot really well. And Ronnie's got the same problem now, because he's hampered with the blue on the reds down the left-hand side of the table as you look, and he can't get back into balk from the reds around the right-hand side. So that's turned out to be very tricky for Ronnie O'Sullivan. He'd definitely be reluctant to play any sort of safety shot that'll bring the black into play, just in case he plays it poorly, because with black and pink out of play at the moment, if you play a bad safety shot, you've got half a chance of your opponent not scoring heavily.
It's one of those situations where you might have to roll to a red and just leave it safe. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to roll, say, to that red and try and just cover everything. That's a bit tricky. If he's going to try and glance off the red and get in behind the black, he could leave a pot for the left corner. He says, not often Ronnie O'Sullivan thinks for, well, it'll be coming up to 2 minutes almost before he plays the shot. Just think about this. He's thinking for nearly 2 minutes. He made a maximum break in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. That puts that in context. That's something that will never be equaled, I don't think, in the history of the game.
Just wonder whether they think of just resting on it off 2 cushions. The only thing is, if he drifts by it, he'll be leaving pots on.
That's why I thought if he rolled to the red and mentioned, they're all blocking each other into the left corner. That's the best he could do, really, there.
I think the red in the middle possibly passes the pink, Dennis. The one that's 2 away from the one he's nearest to, that probably pots. If he can get through to it, it's definitely pots. As long as he can get through to it, he may take this on. He'll play for the yellow in the middle, which means he'll have a decent sort of white. Not necessarily going to play it, though, because it's a very tricky one. No, he's decided against it. Just playing the safety.
Always a chance that you can push one over the corner pocket. I'm just wondering if there's a possible shot on where he could just nudge the red away from the black. That's what he's looking at. Now this would be some shot and it would really open the game up. It's on, I think. I'm sure that's what he's going to attempt. Can he pull it off? Fraction away from it. That would really have opened the game up because the pink and the black are tied up at the present.
And a fraction it was, Dennis, wasn't it? It literally almost brushed the red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan won.
Now then, Ronnie's having a quick look to see if there's an angle to pot a red and free the black here. And there may be. Oh, it doesn't go. It looked from the other picture that the red would go. That's what Ronnie was looking at. There's one to the middle, but it would do well to free the pink from that.
There's a slight chance there is that 2-ball plant that when potting the red in the middle that would free the pink, but you then rely on good luck. It might be worth the risk, because the red, you would think it's almost unmissable. The safety shot's not really gaining any advantage. He's looking at the safety shot. I think most people would probably give it a little risk there, this pot in the middle, and try and bring the pink into play.
Well, Mark didn't play that shot, but well, maybe Ronnie would.
Good line, Dennis, like that. That was class. You must have been thinking of that one all day. Really is the first slowish sort of frame we've had for quite some time. Frame time coming up to 13 minutes, and we're still no nearer to knowing who's going to win this frame. Only one red potted so far. It was getting all a little bit exciting earlier on, so it's nice just to have a little calm down period. This frame will liven up, of course, if Ronnie gets in, because that's the frame he needs to win the match. See, normally you wouldn't dream of leaving the red along the cushion, but with pink and black being out of play, there's no advantage whatsoever in playing this.
I'm just wondering if Mark's going to keep things tight. There is a possibility of just slipping off the red that's next to the black and getting up into the jaws of the corner pocket, and it would free the black. But maybe he's a bit reluctant to do that. He's looking at the possibility of forcing this in and getting on the blue. Now, this would be some shot, if that's what he's attempting.
Well, there is an angle there, Dennis. I thought it was straight. I don't blame him for taking this on. It's tough, though. Oh, well played. Made that look very simple, didn't he? Goodness me, made that look simple. Now, can he get into the bunch? If you look to pot the blue off the top cushion and try and free the pink.
That's the shot that you said, Willie, and that is available to him. Didn't get quite enough screw, but it was a pretty good attempt. He almost freed the pink.
Until pink or black comes into play, it's very, very tough to win a frame at this visit, but in playing this shot, he's going to clear the path that if he does get on the blue half ball again, the cannon will be on, because those three reds will be out of the way. I think the bottom red of the three pots. If not, there may be a plant on. There's the bottom red pots. He's looking at one in the middle. He's got a chance of a sizable lead now in this frame. Whether it can be one of frame winning proportion, I don't know. They're still very tricky.
7.
Can't free the pink this time. This is that red again. I don't know whether he's looking at the plant as well as the red. We know that the red pot's also the plant's on as well. Now he's got the angle 13. If he wants to play it. It's dangerous, but he doesn't have to play it hard. I wouldn't say it's the right shot, because he could play for the two reds on the pink spot, but there's plenty of value in playing the slow cannon and hitting the red to the right of the pink and the pink at the same time. He knows that could be a shot that could win him the frame. He might decide to play for the two loose ones first, then get a slightly better angle on the blue. That's what he's going to do. So this is the key shot now. Got to get the right angle on the next blue.
Yeah, I think the shot you called, he would have played if those 2 reds had been available into the
80.
middle pocket, but they weren't. But there will be 1 red available after he removes this one. So now he could play that
19.
shot, but having said that, he's hampered with the red.
Just wondering why he played that side of the blue, Dennis, not the other. It was a lot easier to go into the pink from the left-hand side of the table. But still get a nice angle on the next blue after the red in the middle.
$21.
That shot's there for him now to play because
22.
the red is available into the middle pocket. That's the shot, probably just slightly to the left of the line. If he cannons the pink and red at the same time, he'll bring the pink into play and he'll open a few more reds up. Now, can he judge the right angle here? Just a little bit of noise, just putting him off there.
Would you play this pacey, Dennis, or would you play a delicate shot?
You need a little bit of pace to make sure that you free the pink, but not too hard. He doesn't have to thunder into them. He hit the wrong red there. He's still okay, but he's going to have to
27.
back up for the blue again.
Yes, misjudged it by 2 or 3 inches ashore from that shot there. He's just trying. I think it's a lot
28.
easier from this side of the table if you can get a nice angle, but he hasn't got the nice angle again. Well, this is really workmanlike, isn't it, this break? But boy, he's taken them well so far. Very rarely does a 28 break and counting mean so much as this capacity audience here at the Wembley Centre, Wembley Arena. I've enjoyed the whole tournament, but this match is a little bit special as well. The tournament's for me been one of the best we've ever had.
$33. $34.
And now he's got a choice. He either goes into the pink. There's another shot that's available. He could play the red to the left of the black and cannon the red away from the black. So, and that's what he's played for. He needs a bit of a bounce just to cut this in.
39.
Flick the other red away from the black. But he should have been a bit closer to the red.
I think he'll have to play for blue or bought colour off the cannon, won't he, Dan? He can't guarantee getting the black in play here. OK, it's going to be freed, but can't guarantee being on it. But he is on it. He's played that lovely. Well played. And I think the red at the bottom of the pink will pot as well. So somehow, from nowhere, he's developed this into a chance to win the frame at 1 visit. And that is very good play.
Well, when he came to the table, it didn't look
47.
possible because the pink was tied up, the black was tied up. He's got a lot of bottle,
48.
this player from Leicester. He really has.
But if they were betting on the spread of what break you'd make there, you'd be betting under or over 30 points. He's made 48 and he's still going.
Ronnie knows that he's going to have
54.
to wait for another chance and maybe the next frame, because barring a silly mistake, Mark Selby's going to be 1 behind.
Sounds a lot better, doesn't it? 1 behind 2 to play rather than 3 behind 4 to play. Right back in the match now.
62.
Yeah, we've mentioned a few times about the
63.
brilliant final they had last year. And Ronnie won 10-8. Will history repeat itself? Or will the jester from Leicester go one better this year? You wouldn't put it past him.
68.
Well, if he makes a century from here, it'll be the best century of the tournament
69.
so far. It looked impossible to make a frame-winning break when he started.
$74. $75.
But doing it under extreme pressure. He knew one mistake and Ronnie would pounce on it.
$82. $83.
Still a possible chance of a century, but he's got to cut the pink in. He'll automatically finish on the yellow. It's there.
$89. $91. $94.
The quality in this final has been breathtaking. Both players have made century breaks. This will be
98.
Mark's third. He's made 134 in his career. Well done, Mark Selby.
103.
A lot of Ronnie O'Sullivan fans in the audience, but didn't
109.
they appreciate that from Mark Selby? Whoa! Just too hard.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 7.
But what a way to stay in the
Mark Selby,
Masters.
109.
Mark Selby made a
Friend.
beautiful break of 109. He's just one behind now at 9-8.
And are we going to get a decider, Hazel? We'll know in the next 10 or 15 minutes. I think the tournament deserves a decider. One of the Southern fans won't think so, but he's dug so deep, that young man. He's done it many, many times. He never wins a match easy, does he, Mark Selby? If you're a Selby supporter, you've got to go through some tricky matches. 6-5s he's won here over the years. You'll end up like me with no hair.
Always push the red towards the pocket. Is it going to go close to the cushion? No, it will cut. Not easy to control the cue ball because of the distance. And he needs a thin shot. In fact, he'd come back up this end of the table if he doesn't cannon into the green or blue. So we could quite easily, believe it or not, finish on pink or black here. Well, he's on both pink and black. Great shot.
If anybody had said to you, could anybody win 4 frames on the trot with O'Sullivan playing as well as he is, you'd have had to say no. Mark seems to find another gear when his back's against the wall. He had a look at the black spot. I don't know how near this red is to the black spot. He obviously feels the black won't pot. That's why he's not played for that red. I don't think he's gone high enough for the red he wanted.
Yeah, he's come up short, I think, Willie. And I don't think the plant's on. There's two reds there, this side of the pink, but they're way offline. He just dropped about 12 inches short there for that position. Just needs a bit more topspin. The other one does pot, but it's a thin one.
Selby.
He was a bit twitchy on that one, Dennis, wasn't he? He was a bit anxious there. He knew that he should have had a better shot from black to red. But at first glance, there's nothing straightforward here. There's a little gap between the pack and the red above the black that he may be able to drift through to get on the black. But it's a really tough one to play.
He can get through the gap and get on the pink, but it's a delicate little shot, but he could leave himself on pink or black here. That's a possibility. The second line is just a bit close to the red there, but he can get between that. Just overdone it slightly.
Well, it was a great effort, Dennis, wasn't it? He had to find the gap and play with a little bit of side to make sure the white came into open play, and he's just got a little bit too much side on. Now, does he risk the pink in the middle? And try and bring reds into play at the same time. Don't think he's on anything. Just hasn't had a clear-cut chance, really, in the last 2.5 frames, Ronnie.
Thank you. 7.
Ronnie's focus throughout this year's Masters has been superb. He was asked lots of questions. Neil Robertson 3-0 in front. He come back and won a brilliant match.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 7.
And his focus in the semi-final against Mark Williams was quite something. That was one of the all-time great matches. Great to see Mark Williams back to that sort of form. Bit thick with the safety, but he's okay this time. Just spotted a friend in the audience. Just give him a little salute there and a little smile as well. So he's still pretty relaxed under intense pressure. he's still talking to someone in the audience, and that's a sign he's just losing a little bit of focus. But that was a great shot he played because he freed the black. That didn't look to be a plant, but the pace he's played it at, you'd have thought he was attempting it. You see, this was a cracking shot. Freed the black and used the black as a stopper for the red. The reds, the left side of the table, were blocking the natural safety shot.
Well, this safety's brought pink and black into play. And playing down this side of the table, it's quite difficult to get back into baulk now, unless Mark can hit one of those thin ones, the 3 reds near the pink spot, or the very last red. If you can hit those thin, that's the only way he can easily get back into baulk. The one that's just behind the black spot, he can hit very thin. That's a clever shot from Ronnie. You wouldn't think that's a good position to put the white with all the reds there, but look how difficult it is to get back into baulk.
Well, I think you mentioned earlier, Ronnie didn't really have a chance in the last 2 frames, 62 and 109 from Mark Selby. That last shot, the way he's opened them up, he's after a chance. He might only need 1 chance. Will Mark Selby give him that chance? Just screwing back into the baulk area here, is he? No, it's just a delicate little run. Oh, has he hit it hard enough? Yeah. He had a bit of a problem there, and that was the only way he could get out of the situation. He could have screwed back into the baulk area, but he felt this was better.
Very clever shot, though, isn't it? You would think there'd be an easy path back to baulk for Ronnie, but as you can see, Ronnie's taking his time here. The 2 reds together to the left of the black spot. He can go thin off one of those and get back into baulk, but he's looking at an alternative.
Took the risk there, hoping that he wouldn't push a red over a pocket, and it's turned out pretty good. There is an easy escape, though. He can get past the black to play off the red. No real pressure in this. As long as he doesn't cannon the blue or black. Might not play it with any side. Yeah, just playing ball to make sure he didn't do that. He's hit it a bit thin. Much thinner than he intended. Ooh, what a shot this is to take on. He's coming around to look at the angle, is Ronnie. That is a difficult cut into the corner. He's looked at it.
But to help the pot, to make the pot easy, you'd have to play this with right-hand side, and then you would cannon into the 4 reds on the cushion, so surely this is too dangerous to play. I don't know how he can pot this and miss the cannon on the 4 reds. Yeah, he's played it plain ball, and that's the reason. If you play those with a bit of side, it helps them stick to the cushion. Has he covered it? There'll be some sort of plant on anyway. Stand by your beds here. There'll be a few balls rolling around here with this shot.
Stand by your beds. I hope everybody's sitting on their settees, Willie, rather than standing by their beds, watching this absorbing final.
But he's got to play the plant so hard, Dennis, hasn't he? I mean, he can't see the red over the pocket. So he's got to play the plant red onto other, and the pace he's going to have to play it, either screw back or run through, to bring the white into open play. He's really got to give this a belt. Does he feel he can get through to the one in the pocket? You think he's planning to cut it in. It looks very tight. He could see enough of it. Well, that makes a big difference.
1.
Well, it was Ronnie O'Sullivan who brought the black into play and then brought the reds and pink into play, hoping that he would get a
6.
chance. But the chance has fallen to Mark Selby. Surely we couldn't have a final frame shootout.
Seven.
It's getting very, very tense out there. Daniela, that's Ronnie's sister, and his mum, Maria. They've seen it all before, but it is getting tense.
He's still to have a clear-cut chance though, Ronnie, has he, in this last 3 frames? You know, Mark's, dominated the last 3, really. You just know that if Ronnie gets a chance, he'll score heavily, but he hasn't had one yet.
Well, can he get through to the red? Well, just about. He had to play it with a trace
15.
aside. That's why the white has come off the cushion at that angle. So a delicate little cannon required here. And then it would be a terrific chance.
Well, he's a little bit fortunate there. He didn't play the kiss on the
22.
pink, he played the kiss on the red. He's going to have to dig into this to screw around 2 cushions with the black or pink in the same pocket. This now is a frame and an opportunity to level at 9-9. Well, whether Mark Selby wins or loses this match now,
30.
this is an unbelievable performance, what he's put in this evening. He's played against O'Sullivan in very, very good form.
31.
Yeah, I think the boys in the studio alluded to the fact that there's only a couple of players could come back against Ronnie, maybe John Higgins. But Mark Selby is one of those players. He's done it before. And he may just do it again.
Of all the
38.
final frame deciders he's won, if he pulls this match out of the fire, it will be undoubtedly his best ever performance.
39. $45. Mark Selby, 45.
Just a couple of pots away from winning this frame. And he missed a sitter, but has he got away with it? Does the red pass the pink? It does. It's not easy, but it's a chance that Ronnie wasn't expecting.
And this is first chance he's had for 3 frames. He's had to sit out breaks of 62, 109 and 45. Surely you can't clear up from here.
3 difficult reds left side of the table, but in a couple of shots' time, if he gets on the loose one, he could develop the other 2. And he'll play for it this time.
8.
He'll leave an angle on the red for the left corner, and then cannon into the 2 reds, or at least one of them, bring them into play. Big shot coming up here in the context of this frame.
14.
Well, he decided not to cannon into it, and the reason he did that was, I've just seen that that red will pass the one that's close to the cushion. So no point in risking. There you see it. And we know how good he is with his left hand.
One of those where he really wants to finish tight on the cushion here if he can. Doesn't want to kiss it. Oh, it's end of break. Unless there's a plant. Unless he's
22.
pushed these into a plant.
It's touching ball.
Oh, he can certainly play a telling safety shot even if the plant's not on now. He's left a touching ball.
Can you believe it? He's got a snooker behind the cushion. Very rarely do you see that. It looked as if the white was going to go in. I'm not saying for 1 minute he was expecting that to happen, but he snookered on all 3 reds. Look at that. How often do you see that?
Yes, it's an amazing shot, isn't it? I mean, he played in the jaws, obviously, but the key thing for Mark here is don't play the cannon, the 3 reds on the left-hand side. Play somehow to hit the loose red. That 24-point lead is quite big, the way the balls are at the moment. It's a massive lead. It's equivalent to probably 40 or 50 in front with 10 reds on, so got to play the loose red here. Doesn't want to leave Ronnie a chance to bring those other reds into play, but fabulous safety shot from Ronnie.
Well, that tells me that he's going to attempt to come off this back cushion, the side cushion, and try and clip the red. This would be one of the great escapes. Houdini couldn't get out of this. It was a good effort, though.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, we know the shot's on, but if he hits the red thick, you leave the pot on.
Foul. And a miss. Ronnie O'Sullivan 4. Yep.
Just needs to get a little bit more side on it.
Okay.
He can have as many goes as he wants because he is snookered. The 3 miss rule doesn't apply. He's got more on it this time. Has he potted it? Always the problem there. He was trying to hit it thin, and the 3rd attempt caught it much too thick.
He's already looking at the angle he'd like to play as we see this shot being played. Hit it nicely. A little unlucky to push it towards the middle, but he's already looked Ronnie at the angle he's leaving himself on this blue. Now, has he decided this plant's on, or is he going to play the cannon? The angle is left. I suggest he's going to play the cannon.
Yeah, that's on for him. I watch the side as he hits the top cushion.
Well, the red's cuttable, the double's
6.
on, but it's too close to call that. I'm sure if Ronnie's now right back into this frame, surely he's not going to risk the double at this stage of the proceedings.
He is, and it's there.
7.
Mark would have played the same shot because the only red he could leave was the one he was trying to double. And he's left-handed, as we know.
Well, he's right-handed, but as you know, he can
14.
play very good with his left hand.
Right. You know what I mean, Willie.
So this is the key shot, isn't
15.
it? This is the key shot. It's okay if he gets on the red, but red to colour is going to be so difficult. 2 shots on the trot now, very, very difficult. Position and the next red to colour. He's perfect on it. This is the shot, though. He'll have to screw back for the blue. He can't play for the black.
22.
Well, with the pockets being tight, screwing back for the blue isn't easy. But it's there. It's there.
23.
Oh, Mark Selby just glanced up to the gods there. He knew that this was a frame he definitely
Let
should
it
have won.
concentrate now, thank you.
He looked a certainty to go to 9-9 a few moments ago. Just watch his eyes here.
28.
Just looked up to the sky there. This is his last hope. Yellow to green, not certain.
Has he got away with it? He's fluked the
28.
snooker. I'm not sure what he said to Mark. But he was stretching on that last shot and he hit it much harder than he intended.
Quiet now, please, thank you.
Just stretching a little bit, but I think even the great Ronnie O'Sullivan suffered from a few nerves there.
He actually said something to Mark. We couldn't quite tell what it was, but whether he was saying, I'm sorry, it was lucky, or whether Mark was suggesting he was lucky and Ronnie said something back at him, we'll never know. But got to get a lot of side on this to make sure he leaves the white where the yellow is and give plenty of distance between cue ball and object ball. Needs that yellow to slow down.
Well, this crowd totally absorbed in this final. That is an unbelievable shot. Look at Mark Selby walking round, banging the table in appreciation. That is one of the best safety shots you'll ever see under this sort of pressure. Mark Selby, he banged the table 3 or 4 times to appreciate that magnificent shot.
Amazing enough, as you see the tap on the table from the shot, he could win the frame and match from that one shot, because Mark's going to have to risk playing the half ball into baulk, and he could easily leave a free ball here. He could easily give kind of 16, 20 points away with his snooker. It could have won in the match, that shot. Well, Maria's smiling, but it's not over just yet. It's still a case of hitting it and getting it safe. Can he do it?
I mean, the normal way, if you're trying to hit the black, sorry, I've got my line right through Mark's back, but he is moving away. But that would have to be so precise off those 2 cushions to clip the yellow.
Yeah, and if he plays it and misses it, the free ball's on and the yellow will pass the black, won't it? So it's very dangerous.
He's got a bigger margin for error if he goes the left side of the table off 1 cushion.
And whichever way he's going to play it, I think he's going to have to play it at pace and just hope he gets some safe. I think rolling up to it is too dangerous.
Might be able to do it off one cushion. He did. Where's the yellow going?
I don't think it's as easy as it looks from here. He's got to play the white 2 or 3 times across to get on the green. It's so thin.
Absolutely right, Willie. He's got to go across the table at least twice to get to the green. It's that thin.
So he's got to miss the pink. He's got to miss the blue and black. He's missed the pink. Has he missed the blue and black? He has, but he's not perfect on the green. The only place in all the table to finish where it's not easy is just there.
Settle down, please.
Do you know he wants to take a pot on here? Now, most players would get down and play a safety shot. Is he going to cut this in left-handed? With check side, I don't believe the shot. If he pulls this off, that was asking a bit too much. I can't believe he's taken that shot on. At this stage, to try a shot like that with your left hand, loads aside. Well, it would have lifted the roof in the Wembley Arena had it gone in, but that was really tough.
I think he must have been so frustrated not to have got on
Quiet
the
now,
green better.
please.
As I said in commentary, 2 inches either way there, he'd had an easy shot on the green. The green's simple, but he's got to get just top side of the baud line to make the brown a certainty. Was a little bit short, it's okay.
3.
He'd have liked to have been a bit closer to the brown than this. That was a bit edgy.
Seven.
How's the pace? It looks a bit too... No, it's going to be
12.
perfect. It's going to be absolutely perfect. Willie, we've got a last frame shootout.
9-6 behind, he made a break of 62. He then made a break of 109. He then made a break of 45 in this frame.
18.
The easiest black in the world to level at 9-9. O'Sullivan had half a chance. Mark Selby has performed half a miracle. 9-6 behind to go level at 9-9. This tournament deserved a decider. We've got it.
I'll tell you what, this Wembley crowd have taken to Mark Selby. Ronnie got a terrific reception when he came back. Mark Selby got an unbelievable reception, and that's because he's battled back from 9-6, Willie.
I don't think I've ever seen a standing ovation before the match is finished. They give him a standing ovation when they walked in. And he's got first chance. I just wonder whether the kiss on the red to the left of the black will come into play here. He might be playing that. He's going around the back of it. So whatever happens, Mark Selby has had his chance to win frame and match. You never complain as long as you get a chance in the deciding frame.
And it's a pretty good chance. There's 4 or 5 loose reds. And he could drop on one very nicely here off the green. Looks pretty good to me.
4.
Well, this will put Mark Selby in a position where you've got to fancy him to win any tournament he plays in if he comes back and wins this match.
5.
He'll play the deep screw into the pack here for the only reason because he's bound to push Reds towards the right-hand corner. He opens Reds out and he's bound to be on it now. As long as you don't stun into the pack, you've got to screw into them this time. At pace. Bound to be on one at least. Not hard enough, Mike. Give him a bit of stick, those. He's still okay, but he's not brought enough Reds out. He had a good chance there, bringing 5 or 6 Reds into play.
12.
Yeah, just make sure you don't foul at this stage.
$13.
Well, win or lose, this is one of the best performances I've seen from somebody behind in a tournament. We've seen Stephen Hendry at the World Championship do it to the great Jimmy White.
You can see Ronnie Wood getting pretty tense there. He's played in front of 100,000 people, I'm sure, but a bit more pressure on this, Ronnie. What do you think? More pressure out in the arena here than playing in front of 100,000? Didn't want to risk canning into the Reds there.
20.
This frame is for £75,000, by the way. 150 for the winner, 75 for the runner-up. And when he needed all 4 to win, you couldn't have thought this an hour later we'd have a chance to win the match. Needs a bit of help. At first glance, he's got a bit of help.
26. Yeah.
Just having the cue ball cleaned, and that will help him just settle down a little bit. He's gone to wipe his cue. Well, she looks pretty cool, but what a comeback this has been from Mark, and Vicky must be absolutely delighted with him. What a remarkable victory it would be if he could pull it off. That wasn't a good
27.
shot. In fact, he got close to missing the pot, and that's the reason the white has pulled up short, so that could be the end of break. Just watch the red. Just wobbled a touch, and that was just a little bit of tension, and, well, you can't blame him at this stage.
He was reluctant to play to roll it in, Dennis, wasn't he? He could have rolled it in and stayed on the black. He decided to play for blue or bought colour, and as you rightly say, is it thick? I know it's only 27 points, but I think this is going to be a real twitchy frame. It wouldn't be a bad idea just pushing a colour safe.
Green ball. Mark Selby, 27.
Hasn't covered the red. He can get down the table off the one to the left of the bunch. As long as he doesn't push one over the right corner, he'll be okay. But it's gone towards that corner. That's a poor shot from Ronnie. The safety has been so good, but that was just a bit of tension there.
Well, it's straight. He doesn't want to finish straight on the black, so he'd like to play a little stun run through, just the white to go a couple of inches through, and then it's easy to get on the next red. Straight on the black, it's not easy to get on the next red. So there's a little stun run through, and he's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
1.
Well, if he's got the angle to cannon into that red, or even the other red, any cannon here with a bit of pace, he could give himself a fabulous chance.
Well, he has got that chance now, Dennis. This is a chance to frame a
8.
match. There's 4, 5 loose reds on. If he takes them with high-valued colours, he won't need anything more difficult. He might not get a better chance
9.
than this. Incredible tension.
He's overcut it, has he? Oh, he thought he had.
16. Quiet now, please.
When he first hit the black there, he thought he'd overdone it. You could see the way he got away from the table. Just the pace, let it fall.
Yeah, you rightly said, Dennis. He definitely overdid it at pace. That definitely would have gone in.
$17.
He's overscrewed it slightly, but I think he doesn't want to drop tight on the red. No, he's fine.
21.
He had a choice of 4 or 5 reds to drop on there. Okay, a little bit less pace. There was 2 easy ones, but this is the key. If he runs through and finishes on the black, the chance is there.
Well, if anybody ever doubted Selby as one of
22.
the best match players of all time, this is proving what a great match player he is. This is an incredible performance.
It's not bad.
29.
He'd like to take the one to the right middle pocket, but it may not go, so it's the slightly more difficult one to the left middle. And that goes also. That looks to be the easier pot for me. He's now looking at a long straight one up into the corner. So he's got a choice of 3 reds to go at. But that one to the right middle looks the easier, but he's looked at it again, and now he's going for the long one. He'll be screwing back for the black.
So I can only think he's playing this one, Dennis, because he can play it as a shot to nothing. The red in the middle would leave another red on it. Probably just takes the pressure off the pot.
Well, amazingly, after looking at the other 2, he's taken the one to the left. It's there, though.
30.
He's been in 3 consecutive finals, and Ronnie's finished his water. What does that tell us? Not absolutely perfect, but
37.
he can still finish on yellow, brown, or blue. He's 64 ahead. He only needs this to leave Ronnie needing a snooker, this in another color, to make absolutely certain of one of the best comebacks you could ever wish to see.
Yes, there won't be any heroics in getting on a colour here. He'll just be playing almost a shot to nothing here with this red. Anywhere around the brown or yellow spots, he'll be happy with the cue ball down there. And with the red being on the side cushion, he can play it pacey if he wants. This to win the PokerStars.com Masters.
Mark Selby, 37.
Well, the tension, he missed it by a long way, but Oh, he didn't even get in the jaws of the
Oh, that's
pocket.
enough, thank you.
Now, what a shot that Ronnie O'Sullivan's faced with here. It's okay. He was never going to leave anything. But he was on the black, and if he had a pot of that long red, he was still in it, but will he get a chance?
Certainly won't want to be moving the red off the side cushion, which is the easier safety shot. That red to the left of the blue is causing all the problems there. It's so easy to run off the red next to the pink and put the white up the table, but it would leave the red in the middle. He's forced into bringing this red off the cushion. Might even play the slow double, Dennis. White in behind the black.
That's a possibility. I was just thinking about that shot because
it's game ball, isn't it?
It's definitely worth the risk. Okay, he'd be reluctant to remove that red, but he knows Ronnie could easily move it, so he may attempt the double to clinch this year's Masters. It's right in the middle of the pocket. One. Well, Ronnie must be in total shock, but he'll have to admire what his opponent has done here. It's been a remarkable comeback.
Mark Selby 1.
Not quite over, but 65 in front with 59 on the table. Yeah, Ronnie comes forward and shakes the hand of Mark Selby. It has been a remarkable final. It's been a remarkable comeback from the jester from Leicester. He was 9-6 down and he won 4 frames in a row. And he takes the Masters for the second time. And he becomes the 2010 PokerStars.com Masters champion. Well done to both players. Congratulations, Mark Selby.
Well, obviously, Ronnie, major disappointment to lose that final, but it was a brilliant final all day, wasn't it?
Well, it wasn't a good final for me because I lost, but Mark played well. He deserved his win. You know, he played well towards the end, and I never really got a good look in the last 4 frames. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, from 9-7, it was a little tricky. Didn't get a chance there, but then of course you had the green, which you had to cut. Tricky shot, that wasn't it?
Well, you have to take your chances when you get them, and it wasn't an easy shot, but you have to take the scruff of the neck sometimes, and sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. But it's one of them things.
Been a tough week, hasn't it?
No, not really.
They've had tough matches. People have played well, haven't they? Well, you have to work hard to get here this week.
Well, that's what you expect. I mean, they're professionals. You don't expect people to miss balls. I mean, it hasn't been a tough week, really. My form hasn't been great, but to get to the final, I've surprised myself. So, I ain't too disappointed.
Okay, thank you very much. Ronnie O'Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Would that be the best match you've ever been involved in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, like Ronnie said, the standard in parts of the match was really good, and obviously with the atmosphere as well. To play Ronnie in any tournament is always a great atmosphere, but to play him here in London is a dream come true.
Now, you must be very proud of your application there today because you're behind in the match all the time. 9-7, what were you thinking then?
I was just thinking, just dig in and just take 1 frame at a time. I mean, you never know in this game, a bit of run of the ball here and there could change the match. So I was just taking 1 frame at a time, and I thought if I have to scrap it out, I'll scrap it out.
Microphone, we have another one there. Rob, come over your mic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. There you go. And of course, the amazing thing here is, what is it with final frame deciders with you? You've had 7 here now and won all 7.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. I think, like I say, with a one-table situation, every single time you come out to play a match, it's like playing in a final. So, I mean, obviously, I love the atmosphere, and obviously, I seem to thrive off it.
And onwards and upwards for the World Championship, that's got to be the big one, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I got off to a bad start to the season, but obviously this should give me the confidence and kickstart my season from now on.
Well, thanks very much. You're involved in a great final. It's wages time. Congratulations to both players.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the presentation party representing the sponsors PokerStars.com, Emma Crow, representing the WPBSA, the chairman Barry Hearn, and a special guest representing all the players, the whirlwind Jimmy White. The runner-up, receiving the silver medal and a cheque for £75,000, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. And the winner, receiving the gold medal, the championship trophy, a cheque for £150,000 and the title 2010 PokerStars.com Masters Champion, the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby.
He's done it again. The jester from Leicester is the man who's smiling here at Wembley. His third final, his second victory in this event. Ken and Steve, sum up what we've seen tonight.
I think it's one of the best comebacks ever we've seen, one of the best finals and one of the best weeks of snooker that we've ever seen at the Masters. A fantastic comeback. Ronnie played his partner as well, but what a fantastic comeback by Max. Absolutely awesome.
Well, special guests aplenty here. Jimmy White's joined us. Jimmy.